Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, here we are again for round 2 of the grudge match between Mr Jonathan Campbell and Mr Ross Valentine.
1-0!
Who's quite pleased with himself at the moment.
Yes, he is cheery as cheery can be.
Indeed. And it's still a blue night elf, because, you know, that's the natural state for a Jonathan Campbell. You know, people are going to retain their same colours, retaining the same races. For this is indeed a grudge match. It must be replayed in as close to the same scale as we originally were, if they probably put less trees this time. And different maps. So, here we are, in Frost Saber, using the Frozen Throne rule set. I believe you want to talk us through particular changes to the game that came out with this expansion words.
Well, yes, this expansion brought a couple of new units to most of the races, most fixes to the orcs and the humans, also increasing the cap to, I believe, 100 from 90.
Yep, max population cap increase.
The units that we'll probably be seeing in this match are, for the undead, you have the Obsidian Statue, which could then turn into a destroyer, another unit. The Obsidian Statue is a healing unit, I do believe.
Very much a support unit for the undead.
Yep, and the destroyer is mana leech, sucks up loads of mana from, I believe it can be from any unit.
It can be from any unit, an enemy or your own, which you kind of want it to be the enemy, but hey.
And then gets absolutely crazy when it's full mana.
Yeah.
Now, for the Night Elves, we have the Hill Giant, which has probably the most hilarious face of all time in this game, because it looks like he's an old man chewing his lips. And he, quite frankly, picks up trees to milk others in the face.
Yes.
And we have the Fair Dragon, which just says no to magic repeatedly. Would you like to do that? No. Would you like to do it? No. That is the Fairy Dragon in a nutshell.
It's not exactly the Spellbreaker, but it does the job. It's reasonable. Yes, the Hill Giant has the interesting ability to hit people with trees. Like, it actually does change its damage type, which is unusual, I suppose.
From meh to bitchin'.
I suppose it's pretty good, because the Night Elves always had the problem with sieging, and that's the benefit of this patch for the Undead as well, because they get access to another flying unit, giving them one of the strongest flying sets of armies in the game, honestly, with 3 very powerful flying units, with what running is the Gargoyle, that's ridiculous regeneration, the Frostworm, which is just kind of OP in general.
Well, lockdown and damage.
Yeah, all in one package. And the Mana Destroyer, which is just silliness.
Right, well, if you gentlemen are quite ready, please get your headpieces on.
I believe my body is ready. I hope theirs is. Yeah.
Right,
Yes.
they've given themselves thumbs up, a nice sportsmanship there.
Yes, game starting.
And we begin. I didn't even get to get the countdown because Jonathan is an idiot.
The audience know how numbers work. They can count, hopefully.
Unless they're 3 or under.
Well, then they really shouldn't be watching this, should they?
Oh, and there we go. We are looking from Jonathan's viewpoint. He's started off things off quick by getting up that rooted thing.
The rooted thing.
Entangled gold mine. Sorry.
They start with an entangled gold
Yes.
mine. That's fine. He's going for his usual setup with the Ancient of War and the Moonwell. Fairly basic opening for the Night Elves, getting their basic military units right out of the way, powering out such wonderful guys as indeed the Archer and the Huntress. Huntress?
Yes, the Huntress,
Yes.
the cat riding bimbo.
That chick, yes. Mr Valentine starting in a similar fashion, going for indeed a Ziggurat and the Crypt.
Yeah, and he's getting the rest of the callers to get all the gold out of that gold mine.
To get on the gold.
Yes.
The magical symbols.
Get on the gold mine.
I'm trying to remember what's interesting about this map. I believe the most interesting
Well,
thing
it's buggering cold.
Yes. It is a colder map. Fittingly for Frozen Throne, we have indeed picked a snowy map. I believe it was a new tile set implemented for this expansion itself. Yes, this.
I do believe. No, it was that one's one was new, but I do believe this is in Warcraft 3 because it is actually used in one of the human missions.
Yes,
when they actually go to Northrend.
Yes.
Where Arthur's becomes the Lich King, and everyone's played the Wrath of the Lich King, and then obviously
Part of me wanted to say spoilers, and then I realised that would be the most asinine thing I could have done under the circumstances, given that this game is ancient, and there's been an entire expansion of World of Warcraft dedicated to that storyline. You know,
indeed.
When is it too late to call spoilers? That's a debate you could have in and of itself, really, isn't it? You know.
Less about debate, it's more about gameplay.
Yeah, that's actually a valid point. We are
Valley is going for the gold, as we can see here. If we click on one of his Ziggurats, no, not that one. The other one.
Like these, yes.
Yes, there we go. He's going. Yeah, he is going for the gold. Oh, he's just chucked out a lot of gold there. And what is he building? Probably a graveyard. No, Altar of Darkness, actually. Yeah, he's going for his hero straight away.
Again, very standard build out of this sort of thing. You want to have access to your hero as soon as
and
possible.
Jonathan doesn't have his altar up.
No, he's indeed going for a much more intriguing build, going for early military units, maybe with an attempt to push into it. Oh, no, we're probably
there we go. There is the Altar of Elders. He eventually gets there. Jonathan sometimes slow on the uptake,
He
but
likes to have guys. He's a StarCraft player. He's scared of this one zealot showing up in the all-in rush from the cultists. Because
those lethal cultists with their robes and fashion
and touchy, painful hands doing the green dance, like the big green limbo. Gold. I pray to the golds. All worship money. Capitalists, in fact. Now I think about it.
Yes.
Hey-oh, topical joke in no way whatsoever.
Capitalist dogs.
Glad to see we start this year by taking the piss out of something that happened in the previous year. I suppose that's actually pretty... Well, you know...
Well, we haven't got any new material. It's literally 1:05 in the morning on the 1st of the 1st, 2014.
I suppose, yeah, we should actually state this. This actual cast is happening literally on, like, New Year's... The earliest part of New Year's Day. It's not even... Is it 1 in the morning yet? No.
No, I just said it's 6 minutes past 1.
Yeah, fucking late. So we are... It's 1 in the morning. So, yeah, that doesn't stop our players. These guys are tough. They can handle this kind of shit. They're okay
They're
with
both troglodytes and outcasts.
Yep. They have nothing else to do. That's why they're here. That doesn't say much about us. We're talking about what they're doing. They're at least playing a video game. We're just talking about it. Oh, I didn't think that through.
Damn you for pointing that out. I might go cut myself.
That's fine, don't worry, old friend. Sure, it's legit. And of course, Mr. Valentine now going for the graveyards.
Right next to the tree. Now, the graveyard is an interesting building because it has many of your upgrades and also it serves as your lumber mill. And yes, he is upgrading his Halls to the Dead to... No, I believe it is called the Halls of the Dead.
It's Halls of the Damned. He's going to the Necropolis, the Halls of the Damned.
Oh yes, that's it.
And it's the final form being called the Black Citadel now, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
He's actually ahead of JC in terms of upgrading for his main base.
It seems that he's learned from last time trying to get that tech all up and ahead so he can get those big heavy units like the Abomination. Maybe he may go for the Necromancer tactic this time.
Oh, here we are. Yeah, there's some early combat happening here.
See, he's attacking, he's not being as ballsy as it was at the start of the game last time. He was going for his simple green mob. And this ghost decided to take the wood with him, indeed.
He did. He's brought a stick to hit the enemy with.
Not using it, but yet again, that is the intelligence of ghouls.
Indeed, he got an early tome of agility, which is very important for the Dreadlord, Mr. Banehollow, indeed, I think you'll find in this case. As agility, oh no, strength is indeed his primary attribute. I always forget that. I keep thinking agility is their primary attribute.
No, that would be the, who's agility again? I think that's actually the...
No one.
No one actually for the undead.
It used to be the Dreadlord's primary attribute was agility. I'm damn sure of it to this day, because that was their agility
Maybe
guy.
it was a Death Knight now.
It can't be the Death Knight, was it? God, we're rusty. It's ridiculous. And you see Mr. Jonathan has already gone for his
he's
mobs
gone
as well.
for the Priestess as well. And yes, this woman is indeed an agility hero.
Yes,
and he's going for the ballsy move that Valley did last time.
Heading straight for the orange mobs.
Which is what you do. Go for the biggest guy, kill him. Oh look, there's a claws of attack +6. Very good at the start.
Very solid. Level up. +6 damage to all of his basic attacks from his hero, not bad at all. Next, going for level 2, which we see is a bit of insane. He appears to have True Shot and Searing Arrows, at least I would attest to that, but that's what he's doing. You know, soon. Logical, I believe. Anything to say? Yes.
And then no aura, so he hasn't got Vampiric Aura or anything like that.
No, can't get Carrion Swarm.
It's Carrion Swarm and what would be... No, but he's level 2, is he not?
What do you think of Carrion Swarm start? I mean, I personally prefer the Sleep for my initial spell, for the ridiculous CC.
But you can see where he's sort of going with it, like hitting multiple guys, less work to do.
Yeah, but the problem with things like these Troll Priests are just kind of solve the problem. Admittedly not their heal is pretty piss poor.
He seems to be doing pretty fine with the Carrion Swarm stuff, so...
Forces are
Oh, there we go, some level 6 Swarm. Has he bitten off more than he can chew?
I don't think so, although I think this Huntress is going to doubt that. It's like a big rock fist to her face.
Oh, but one of the big heavy rock golems is down. And oh look, a total agility. Very good for Jonathan's hero.
Rewarded for his early efforts, actually. The total agility
but he's using up a lot of his units.
And they're a rock to the face. So golems are pretty nasty units, because not only do they have the ability to throw the rock and stun units, as well as deploying the slow spell, they're also innately immune to magic. Not a big deal for the seething arrows of the priestess, but a much bigger deal when one is attempting to do something like for the Dreadlord, the Carrion Swarm, or the Sleep.
Yes, indeed.
Indeed, completely immune to magic they are. We shouldn't be too bad in the long run, because neither of these players are particularly magic heavy in their builds, going much more for the basic military units.
A player's forces are under attack.
Well, let's see, Valley's clashing with him. Oh, and he's came across some rock golems.
This is going to be a problem for him, because he indeed... he's on Vampiric Aura though, that gives units a lot more sustainability, but he has
and he's withdrawn, yes. He's picked a wise choice.
Oh, it needs to keep going. Keep going. Those units will give up eventually, but they have a habit of chasing you for a fairly decent while. And there we go.
Just like the honey badger, they are relentless.
Yes, relentless, horrible machines of death.
Honey badgers don't give a shit.
They give no fucks. It's kind of terrifying.
Oh, has he got his spectre? Is it, or is it a wraith?
He's got
Is it a Scottish ghost?
Is it the Scottish ghost? I believe. See, now you've made me confused. I don't remember. Spectre? Wraith! No, it is a wraith. I'm damn sure it's
It is a Scottish... Well, we'll find out anyway.
It's the Scottish ghost, so we can only sacrifice Scottish cultists.
Aye.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, that's
Must be... Aye, by your soul, I'll give up my life.
But first I must have this wee dram before I go.
Aye. Gotta have a wee bit of spice in life before you get up.
Indeed. Some courage before I go to the knife. To the knife. I'm not as good with the Scottish accent.
No.
I kind of fucked that up. It's impressive considering I live here. But, you know. Blood Englishness. Bloody Englishness, in fact. I believe it's better than you say. So this is the thing about this map, is that there's a horde of these bloody creeps everywhere. It's got a much higher concentration than our previous map. There's lots of green creeps, lots of little easy things to pick on.
Yes, there's actually green creeps grouped together, and if I remember right, there is a high chance of actually pulling both of them if you're not careful.
Yeah, if you go too deep in, it's a melee heavy force. Mr. Jonathan Campbell, by the way.
Going too deep in is always a bit of a problem sometimes. I mean,
yes, yeah.
some of our younger viewers may not get that joke.
Yes, going far too deep in. Penetrating through the wall. Wait, no. That makes it like have a drill instead of my...
Causing a hemorrhage.
Yeah, that's not a good idea. Kids, don't have drills instead of genitals. Why am I telling you this as if it's going to happen? Well done, brain.
You never know. In the next 20 years, cybernetic augmentation may become a thing. Some might get a bright idea. I'm going to change my pecker for a friggin'... What do you call it? Oh, Black and Decker, that's it.
I love the image of like a Deus, like in the Deus Ex augmentation tree, like actually having an option for a drill cock.
I never asked for this.
Yeah, very literally. It's not something you would ask for. It's either a bizarre. It's like a moment out of 7, really. Oh god.
Oh.
Yeah, you don't want to think about that.
Oh yes, the lust kill.
Yes, that particular scene. You indeed studied 7 if memory served at college. So yeah,
yes,
you're like the most qualified person to talk about this. Are we going to see an engagement? Are we going to see an engagement? Oh, maybe.
They are crossed.
No, not. Not anyway.
That's good because I forgot how to speak.
Yes, that would have been really unfortunate if there had been a fight and we just couldn't have said anything. Yeah. Kind of funny though. Like it's amazing how.
It was so exciting. I lost my words.
Yes, we were winning there with bated breath, actual combat, to the point where I slammed the table like a bellend. Hope I didn't fuck with the
You probably deafened our listeners. So there's no point in saying anything.
I don't know, I brought you along, we probably deafened them by now anyway. Mr. Doherty, famous of course for his wonderful dulcet tones and loud candour to his voice, is that the right thing? No, candour's the thing, no, it's canter that horses do. Words again failing me.
There we go.
Yeah.
Evidence, he just called me a horse.
I think so, in like a kind of proxy, you know. By proxy. Oh, speaking of proxy.
By proxy, good sir, you are a horse.
We have our first expansion from Mr. Jonathan.
Yes. Actually, no, I believe...
No, it's just him. That's his units over there. That's his expansion. That's water. Like, can't expand into that because it's wet.
The blue water.
Yes, she's a cruel mistress. Yes. We do not want to sail on that. No, it's a shit.
Oh, we have contact!
Oh, we do. Right up here. No, we don't. Oh, no, we do! Yes! Actual combat! Although I'm pretty sure the undead are shitting themselves and running away. Oh, they brought some friends.
They have gargoyles. Although they are nothing to the marksman.
A bit gun-shy though, Mr. Valentine. Pulling back from the enemy units. Moving away, in fact. Leaving the brown trail as he escapes from the enemy as the priestess takes pot shots at this crypt fiend.
I believe maybe he...
Here we go.
A sound tactic, indeed.
Kiting him through creeps, making sure that at least one of JC's units takes a fearsome beating from those golems. It's gone down! Oh! The JC, between the blue dragons and the golems.
Very well,
and here comes Mr. Valentine, looking to capitalise on an opportunity, moving right into a massive pack of creeps. Oh dear, this is turning into a bit of a bloodbath on both sides.
It's a free-for-all, people, and whoever comes out alive will probably take the game. Because I believe they do not have any other military force other than what they're playing about with.
I believe that. This is the one negative I think the cast Warcraft 3 so we don't have these wonderful casting interfaces that these StarCraft guys have.
None of that hoity-toity equipment.
Well, indeed, Mr. Jonathan Campbell has not come out of that as well as he could have, with most of his force being decimated. Left, in fact, with what, 3 military units after that engagement. Maybe something built back at his base. Yeah, a couple of archers,
got
but
a couple of archers.
that decimated him pretty hard. I mean, he was caught in a pincer.
Oh no, but he still has the priestess.
It's almost as if the two forces wish to join forces there, and it didn't affect the ogres. Like, no, we'll put ourselves
Oh, a
aside.
tome of experience. That's pretty damn good.
Yes.
And if you didn't hear that, we had a sigh of relief from Val as he came out of that one alive.
Hey, I always sigh from relief when I read
Well, quite frankly, he only lost like 2 or 3 guys.
Indeed,
So
that was actually a fantastic engagement for him. You know, it was
very well played.
Indeed, well played to actually lure Jonathan's units between all of these neutral creeps, and that is one of the dangers of this game. That unlike Heroes of Might and Magic, the only other game I can think of with neutral mobs, you don't really run the risk of engaging a neutral enemy pack at the same time as your enemy. You might indeed fight, like, you know, wear yourself down, carving your way across the map only to be ambushed by a stronger enemy force. But this can happen in real time. This stuff can happen on the fly. It is rather lucky for him to catch him in that particular circumstance. Did you get so much directly?
Yes, I do believe so.
Why is it on Mr. today?
I have no idea.
That's not my thing. I'm a clever Mr. You know, like, what? Who are his first names?
Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Anderson. You know, there go the gargoyles, actually going down to the horrendous rock-throwing BS of the golems. The golems do have that rather crazy innate effect that it's the same effect as orbs do in this game, I believe. That the ability that you can translate your hero's basic attack damage to range, as long as the enemy is like out of your normal engagement range, like flying units. It's ridiculously powerful, you know.
Oh, but he does have the glory of getting that gold mine, and yes, I believe he's sending the cultists over from. Yep, there's a little dot just moving there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yep, there's the cultists. Go to build the gold mine.
Securing his expansion from
a hunter. We have a shadow hunter. Sorry, demon hunter, not a shadow hunter. Just wrong army.
Yes, I was about to say that would be a troll.
2 heroes.
It's interesting. Mr. Jonathan Campbell has in fact gone for a second hero at this point, choosing out of the four available to him the demon hunter,
the other agility hero.
The other agility, yeah, like half their heroes are agility.
Because it's all they really do.
Actually, now I think about it, it's an interesting parallel that the undead have 3 strength heroes and 1 intellect.
We have
here we are.
And this
is not looking good for Mr. Ridge Runner. I'm not going to lie for him.
No, that might be 500 gold and 5 food wasted.
Ooh, a nasty.
Oh, and he's keeping his other hero back. Interesting.
He's using the shadow mail ability of the night elves, you see, to disguise himself in the dark.
Oh, and here's it back up.
Indeed, he's brought some friends. But the demon hunter has still gone, so still getting essentially a freebie out of that. I mean, that's a big freebie. Oh no, I wouldn't do that. That would be silly. Don't do that.
He's seen the hunter. Is he going to fall? Is he going to fall into the trap? Yeah, he's taking the bait.
A classic elven tactic using shadow mail to disguise himself from enemy units and then appear at the last second from ambush to strike a decisive blow.
But he hasn't attacked yet.
He seems to not want to split. There we are.
But sadly isn't enough to save the priestess. I think maybe that was an error on his account.
This might be Lord Banehollow though. I think he's being kept alive by his vampiric power, but that's a lot of arrows. Yes, pulling back now at the last second. Of course, the danger is he might not be able to... Oh no, he's escaped. The Night Elves have pulled back, the day is saved. Mr. Banehollow retains his undying reign.
Oh, and he has a healing totem.
What a genius play here. Pulling back to let his units heal with the fantastic little item, the healing wards. A new ability, in fact, added in Frozen Throne to the Troll Witch Doctor, I believe, on the horse side.
Oh, and there we go. There's some blight.
Yes, this is the blight.
Oh, and he has a few necromancers.
Oh yeah, he's been busy in the background.
Oh, is he going to get a couple of meat wagons, start collecting corpses and building a skeletal army?
I severely hope so. That's my personal favourite aspect of the undead army, is this ability they have to summon units from corpses. Again, an interesting difference in Warcraft is that they actually make use of the corpses that appear on the ground. You see when a unit falls, leave a sort of bloody skeleton. You see a couple of them here. These are corpses. They are actually a resource for the undead. The undead can turn them into skeletal warriors via necromancers and collect them with their corpse wagons.
Oh, and that dragon is down with the Nerubian ability.
Yeah. The net ability, yes. Bringing enemy flying units to the ground to be dealt with by
technically called a Crypt Fiend, but those who know the extended lore know that they are actually Nerubians, undead spiders.
The thing is, we could actually be referring to the Crypt Lord in this one. Since this is actually the interesting point, one of the best things about Frozen Throne, in my opinion, was the addition of the new hero units to each army. And the hero unit for the undead, the additional one that they got on top of their, I believe the Death Knight, the Lich, and the Dreadlord.
Yes.
Was the Crypt Lord, which is indeed another Nerubian, a very heavy tank unit reminiscent of the Tauren Chieftain, using abilities like, it's spiked carapace, it's basically Thorn's aura. It comes down to it. A fantastic ability that I always thought was misplaced somewhat on the...
he's found one of the expansions!
Yes, Valley going on the offensive here, running right in against the Bronze Tree of Life. finding his lethal expansion? Are we going to see the wisps pull away, escape to try and save themselves, or are they going to go for as much gold as possible in the background?
Well, probably it would be best if they would go for the most gold, because then it's not a tile race. I mean, they're pretty cheap.
Yeah, Wisp have the advantage that they are very cheap. Also, Wisp have an interesting innate ability to self-destruct, I believe. I'm not sure if it has to be researched.
Here's backup.
Oh, here comes the fight. Yeah, Johnny's not letting that go without a fight. He's going to attempt to exact a bloody toll for his fallen trees. Oh, and there goes up the healing ward, keeping Valley's troops alive through a bit extra firepower. That's a big force. Jason's building up in the background.
And it seems that he's forgotten to put the automatic ability on the Necromancer.
Yes, indeed. Maybe he's not actually started raising the dead yet. This is the purpose of a necromancer. You see, their primary ability, as well as to be a caster and curse the people of enemy units, is to summon skeletal warriors from the corpses of fallen enemies. Oh no!
Oh, he has abominations.
Yes, he's been backing up his force with a heavy melee unit, the Abomination. He hasn't yet got to the point where he's got the Disease Cloud up, which is a nasty AoE damage debuff to enemy units that surround the Abomination, making it a premier melee unit in this game, in my honest opinion. It's one of the better ones.
Also has a face that only a mother could love.
Yes. Yeah. So you mentioned before.
A bit like mine.
Yeah. I love this. Yeah. Oh, that's our touching moment for the day. Oh, there goes the Dreadlord!
Oh.
He's down! Yeah, he was at pretty low health.
Oh, and there goes the Abomination. He's down.
Oh, it's not looking good for the undead. They are having their...
I bet they're fighting on home ground. I do believe they have movement increase.
No, the Blight is increased health regeneration.
Sorry, I'm thinking of creep.
Oh, and JC is gonna go right for Val's expansion, taking
revenge.
1 for 1 in terms of expansions.
But if Jonathan pays close attention to the ground, he can see that his other base won't be too far away.
No, you can't track creep. You can't, because this isn't.
Oh yes, that's true. Sorry, I do apologise. That's just dirty ground.
You'd have to track. You can track corruption. It's just tricky because corruption spreads from undead buildings. So if the minutes left a trail of it down.
Oh no, he's found it.
Oh, there we are. He has located the creep.
Oh, there's 2 abominations.
Valentine's been building some military units in the background. I think we keep something to hold the forces back.
Oh, could Jonathan take this back?
Well, he is the first of the players to found the opponent's central base at this point. It's possible. This is not a good thing for Mr. Valentine regardless, even if he does hold this attack off, because now Jonathan can bombard his base relentlessly with his military forces. I don't know. This is looking... I like to keep myself as the optimistic caster, but this is not looking particularly well set for them. Bringing those off lumber and attempt to hold off the fearsome force of archers.
GG, there we go.
That is that.
Oh, and there we go. There's Starfall.
Not as proving as crucial roles in the last game, but did the trick.
And there we go. Game 2 does go to Jonathan again.
Yes.
Well played.
And the grudge match has been settled, folks. There we have it.
I can't believe I've done that. I cannot believe
I thought that was not going too well.
That was actually a really good comeback.
It was. I was literally like, where on earth did all those archers come from? You're just going, piss them out in the background. These are what we need.
After that disastrous Emperor's like, second engine in war, just keep on building archers.
Was that usually your panic? That was, I think, probably my favourite moment of this entirely so far. Was that bit where you got caught between the blue dragons, the golems, and Valley, and the ogres?
Well played.
We're all in. We're gonna have a big old
I point something out, my hero still got alive and took 3 dragons with us.
Yeah.
Shinobi mask for the win.
She did so well out of that. I can't believe it. That was the best bit. Was like my first. Actually, I say the best bit. I've already had my best bit. But I love the bit where it was your demon hunter when one with Valley's lord. Well, you're like literally. Valley couldn't see the fact that his huntress was in Shadowmeld behind him, just like, haha, can't see me, bitch.
He was there just as a fucking basically as a distraction. It's like, oh look, there's another hero, kill him.
So that's one of the weirdest things about this game is there's only female Night Elf units that get Shadowmeld. The male ones don't. Mind you, there's like 3, I believe. Not a huge number. But
the druids.
Yeah, the druids.
Druids don't
and
get
the demon hunter. Yeah, because the druids can turn into fucking bears.
Yeah, the druids and the demon hunter.
That's it.
Would you get him to keep her as a grove?
No, he's an ancient.
Yeah, does he get Shadowmeld?
No.
He's technically a dude.
He's not an elf.
No, he's a dude.
He's not an elf though.
Yeah, he's a dude. He still doesn't get Shadowmeld.
He's not an elf.
No, that's like super. He doesn't get
elves.
Shadowmeld. That's like I am male and not an elf. Imagine
Dragons
giant.
don't get Shadowmeld either.
Yeah.
They're female, but they don't get
They're
Shadowmeld.
pretty fierce.
They're not elves.
Yes.
I also want to see
I know we're still going. I'm enjoying this. I will cut it. Do not worry.